Lately, life feels like a constant invitation to either succumb to the chaos or invoke a moment of peace, especially when doing so much movement and receiving so much information every single day. These are some of the things I do to self-regulate and what I've been up to the past few days. My spiritual practice hasn't been some intense, rigid thing, but just really little moments of spaciousness and allowing myself to witness what's going on fully. Good morning. I feel like all of us have had this experience of going through a deeply emotional moment or even a breakdown, and then in a few hours or maybe the next day you feel better again and all of that drama seems so far away and you're just like, hey, I'm back. It is so funny having this human experience and how truly dramatic it is living inside of this human mind. I have definitely had higher peaks of anxiety more recently. Specifically in the last month, there has been so much going on in the world. There's so much going on within my family dynamics and the expectations I'm placing on myself. So, I'm really digesting this information of the fact that I've had 3 panic attacks in the past month or two, and that is a 100% increase. Granted, all these scenarios were in peak moments. I have to say, I don't really like talking about plant medicines online because there's so much to disclaim about them, but I did share psilocybin with my father when we were in Switzerland, and I think because I still don't feel a complete ease and comfort around him, it was so intense for me and I had a full-blown panic attack, and he was totally fine. He was just quiet and content, and I was hiding the fact that I was having this panic attack because I didn't want it to affect his journey. And also, this is just my program my whole life. I just hide my feelings away from my family, and so I was acting fine. I was like, yummy soup, because we got soup at the end of the day as we were like coming down from this mountain. The walls were like, everything was just beating, and I journaled while I was having this intense visceral experience of panic, how much I need to look at this and just how much I need to fill my life with love and stability. And I've been doing that. I've been regulating because I see that I'm much more sensitive right now, and that's kind of what I wanted to share in this video. It's valid. I feel like it's always valid when we have really intense emotional or anxious moments. It's always valid because nothing that we can feel is wrong. And even if you are making something up in your head that will never happen, it is still so valid because that is the program you are living in. Those are your neural pathways, and the one area that you really can start to, hone it back in, reclaim your little mind is in healing whatever those belief systems are, is in having better coping methods. There's nothing wrong with you just because you have anxiety, and there's no shame around it, in my opinion. Like, it just makes a lot of sense. We're living in a crazy world. Barely any of us were raised with tools on how to cope with any of our emotions, let alone like go out into the world and be adults and pay taxes and be exposed to so much information every single day, not knowing how to communicate with one another. It's just, there's so many layers to it. This was quite a long intro, but this is the context of the lore. This is the backstory of where I'm at right now. There's so much that I haven't recorded on camera because I'm literally moving so much that I can't even digest what has just happened, especially that whole trip with my dad. It took me like 2 weeks of processing and crying and just feeling to be like, okay, just thank you. Thanks for being here, friends. I honestly feel kind of high from all of that breath work that I did. Even just doing that 3-part breathing is so stimulating. I feel oxygenated. I feel light in my body here. But I am going on a date. I met the cutest guy. I have to change really quick. He's gonna be here in like 5 minutes, so let me do that. Okay, this is the vibe. I'm gonna lotionize my whole body really quick. I met this guy through a friend who was having a DJ set, and then I thought he was so cute, and I was like, I think you're really cute. And then we kissed, and he is so sweet, so respectful. Proper dates, picking me up, booked a little lunch spot. We might go for a walk in the park, but we were talking about our spiritual practices. It was such a good energy. He is a Korean man, but his English is very good. And the last thing, I'm gonna put my essential oil, yummy smelling thing all over my body. This is like sweet and musky. I'm about to start editing for the rest of the evening. I had a really good date today. We got food, went to an exhibit, had really good conversations, and then I got into my comfy clothes and I have to upload a video tonight. So that is the vibey Anna for me. And I have to say, all of the Korean men that I've met here are just so sweet and respectful, and I haven't been meeting that many people, but my friend is a DJ and he came out here, and so I kind of got into this underground DJ counterculture scene, and every single person in that world, all the different DJs I met, the artists, people going out, were so sweet. And that was almost like a culture shock for me, because there was just no ego about them. They were like, yeah, I just like to play music and this is my like work. And it was so humble and just kind and reverent. So that was awesome. And I just love this era that I'm in right now, where I'm, you know, on my spiritual practices, but I'm also letting myself listen to my desires and go out clubbing and meet all different kinds of people and see the God in them, see the art in them, and learn so much from people who are completely different than me in the world in all different facets. People go so hard. The one night that I went out, we were out until 7 a.m., which is so crazy for me. Fun to welcome all different kinds of joy and light into life and not have to repress anything because it's not like spiritual or low vibe. I felt like the highest vibes actually from people just celebrating life, and it's good to find that balance. So I really appreciate that. There are artsy, cool, cute, queer people everywhere in the world, and I love sniffing them out and finding them and celebrating them. So anyway, I'm going to finish this video. Halfway through editing, I took myself to a little restaurant and had some noodles while reading my book. I love going on solo dates with myself, and I feel like part of my wind down routine is listening to music and walking the city streets alone. It's one of my favorite things to do in cities, and you just really get to be a little voyeur to so many different moments happening. And there's a different energy when you're just wandering around at night that I really appreciate. I just finished my morning practice, and I love doing my practice, whether that's meditation, yoga, feeling deeply, having a little chamber of reflection. I like doing it in the same place every single day because it creates this altar-like feeling. And then when I enter the space, I feel naturally more attuned to sit and be present with myself, and it does energetically charge a space. So I highly recommend, no matter where you are, if you're traveling full-time like me, or if you're visiting family and things are just heavy being in a household that you don't want to be in, make a little meditation nook, make an altar space for yourself. And it does not require any physical object. You don't need to have any deities or posters of gurus around. If you want, I feel like that really amplifies a space, but it can literally just be a pillow, and going to a certain place every single day to meditate and be mindful, it really does create a different atmosphere. But I'm just gonna do some work today and then have a wonderful long park hang because I need to see something green. I need that. I just wanted to start the day off, and I got some extractions the other day. So I have so many scars visible on my face. My skin is actually doing so well. I have like a few pimples, but they went in, popping all of my little blackheads and things. And so after you get extractions or a facial, your skin normally looks worse. And I'm not gonna wear makeup today, but I don't know why I felt the need to disclaim that, yeah, I have some scars. I feel like I've just been, struggling with my skin for so much of my 20s, and it's like a cycle that every 2 years or so my skin is so clear, so bouncy, so beautiful, and then my hormones change again, and then I'm breaking out, and then I have to find a new routine. And it is really frustrating going through that while being present online. And if you have clear skin, just please cherish it. Just please know you are so blessed and lucky. But I'm happy to continue being an advocate for the girlies who are struggling with acne. And I know it's not as bad as it could be, but anyway, these are my little scars after my extractions. It's really not that deep. It's not that fucking deep. It doesn't matter. You can be so radiant, so effervescent and ethereal just by embodying compassionate, kind love. And that is so palpable and is the truest beauty that I've ever felt. I love when I find new archetypes of people who make you fall in love with them just because of who they are. And I'm talking like aunties and uncles, or just, different archetypes out in the world, different ages and genders, and their beauty and radiance has nothing to do with what they look like, but you just feel that they are so close to God. They're so close to the divine with the way that they're speaking to you and engaging with you. And that is so priceless. And they always remind me, like, why am I so worried about the way that I look, as if that has anything to do with who I am or could represent me in any way? Like, it's so far from the truth of my being, and all of this space that I'm occupying is not who I am, and it's just pointless to even try to attach to it. But while I'm moving through this body, I wanna feel slightly good in it. So I'm gonna try to like stay healthy, keep my skin looking okay. But if it doesn't, and once my body atrophies, I'm really gonna have to learn to source confidence and love and fulfillment in other ways. And I do feel like that is the gift of struggling with acne and skin, is just like really going beyond it and knowing that it's not that deep and it doesn't matter that much. Even though it can have, psychological effects, at the end of the day, it can be a neutralized conversation. Like, and I'm still just a being of love, even if my skin isn't perfect. Why am I squatting? Why did I go into such an intense Asian squat? Anyway, I'm gonna get ready for the day. Thanks for listening to my spiel. This is part of my self-regulation, is just returning back to the truth of my being. And that's part of my daily practice as well. Returning back to the realist aspect of myself. This past year, I've been the least disciplined that I've ever been, not forcing myself to do a daily practice and not having a specific diet. I've just been letting myself completely unfurl, and I felt a lot less fulfilled actually, because I haven't been pushing myself or working on my health in any specific way. And two things that I'm really excited to integrate moving forward when it comes to discipline is, one, just having it be this prompt for noticing the subtle miracles in my life and being okay with being bored and uncomfortable, rather than seeing discipline as this like really tough thing. It's really just allowing myself to resensitize to all this subtle love that is moving through my world, and allowing myself to be bored, to lay in a park and do absolutely nothing, or write a journal entry that is the same as my last 5 entries. And this reframing feels a lot gentler and a lot less daunting. And also discipline as making the things that are good for me easy choices. So having my favorite parks picked out that I know are going to help me regulate my nervous system, having friends I know I can go to when I feel like I'm at the absolute bottom of the well, or even reading every single day, but reading material that I really enjoy, not needing it to be some self-help project, but just enjoying stimulating my mind and stoking my imagination. Even using my phone less has been a lot easier whenever I'm reading a really good book series, because I'm replacing my phone addiction with a different form of dopamine that is much better for me. Good morning. It's such a pretty day outside. The sun is shining and it's making me so happy. I am going to meet Reese for lunch really quick, and then I'm just gonna post up in a coffee shop for a few hours. And let me just show you my method of transport of all of my technology today. It's just sitting in this tote bag because I don't have a good day bag that's not huge for carrying my laptop and stuff, especially when traveling. I want to minimize the amount of bags that I'm taking, so I have a huge backpack, but I don't want to carry that around the whole day. So my laptop's in here. This is sacred and must be very delicate with it, but that's the vibe of the day. Love these days where I just have endless time to, one, get stuff done that I need, and then two, wait, this music is loud, let me do further research on other projects I'm excited about. I always get emails about doing talks at schools for like mental health and mindfulness, and I'm starting to write little curriculums for that. And that is so random. I may never do a talk at a school, but I feel like that'd be a really fun service, you know, something that I could leave behind. And I really believe that young people need more tools on emotional intelligence, on having language for their mental health, and it's really inspiring to me. So I'm just writing that up today and doing a bunch of tax things. That's my day. We're going out. This is my outfit of the night, and this is Pookie's, and it's our last night in Korea. So hopefully we find a place to dance. We have some friends here, which is such a cute feeling. We asked around, we were like, what is the moves tonight? Where are the turn up functions? And we're just, honestly, we just love to dance. So that's what we're trying to do tonight. But yeah, very casual. Hello, I'm back home. We actually came back pretty early because none of the spots were popping and we wanted to go to bed early. So I'm doing my little skincare routine, putting a moisturizing face mask on because my face is very dry. But we honestly had a really fun night. We met this random Moroccan guy on the street who we were like obsessed with his hair and his whole outfit. And then he just so happened to be really obsessed with our little vibe and showed us this really cute local like music scene where this guy was playing these vinyls. The local neighborhood spot, everyone was talking and laughing and it was such a good vibe, and we danced a little bit, but it wasn't anything crazy. It was like very mellow. So we lingered there for a bit after checking out these two other spots. Look how small the mouth thing is. I'm gonna open it. And then we just came home after going and having an epic photo booth session. And I'm so excited to sleep tonight. I'm doing my wind down routine to get my body ready for bed, which is really important for me because I feel like my mind is so on and just absorbs so much information all day. So I've been requiring a bit more effort to calm it down for the day, doing a little guided meditation. I really love doing audio guided meditations at night where I don't really have to put that much effort and, you know, someone else can guide me on a little journey. So that's what I'm gonna listen to tonight. I really love just listening to Ram Dass meditations. He has a bunch on YouTube and on Spotify. So if you just look up Ram Dass meditation, you'll find a bunch, and that's honestly mainly my evening routine. But yeah,